Well, good afternoon, Coasters. Now look, I don't know about you, but I've had a great weekend. There's been so much on. Now the Coasters Weekly comes out tomorrow night. That's number 20, and I hope you enjoy it. First part is about the Labour Weekend events. The Westport Whitebait Festival, which went brilliantly. The Cave Creek Memorial. The New Zealand Motorhome meeting in Reefton, where over 450 camper vans turned up, and they supported the 150th anniversary of Reefton. So a lot of them were dressed up in the old day clothes. There was heaps happening. They had a magnificent band and a function on the Saturday night. Went really well. The Mega Mitre 10 street racing in Greymouth yesterday started off with a bit of rain. The weather came right, and there were some track records broken. Man, there was speed that they were going along the back straight, incredible. We had yesterday the Bruce Bay Sports event, which is so well known. Bit of rain yesterday, but lots of whitebait and lots of happy people. Now the motels, hotels, cafes, right across the coast for Labour Weekend, packed. No vacancy signs everywhere. And I mean, that's fantastic. And you talk about domestic tourism, I'll tell you what, we've got it there. We move on from the events to an interview with Mark Guy. Now, Mark's a fisherman, been around a long time. He owns the Bengal Bank. That's not the official bank, that's the fishing vessel. What an interesting guy. And then Amy Moore, she talks about the opportunities that exist for fishing. I mean, where else can you start as a 16, 17, 18-year-old and 3 years later be earning 120 grand a year? It's called fishing. Great industry. This week's artist is Mark Zuckerman. Mark's out the valley. He's a woodworker extraordinaire. Has been for years and years. Have a look at his story. And of course, we've got the weekly poem from Mark Raffles. And Mark's become a bit of it's an unusual thing to put in a publication, but by geez, popular. He just seems to know what it's about. Then we talked to Mark Williams about accommodation for AgFest, Wild Foods, and over Christmas. And Mark is with the Williams Hotel Group, and two of their properties are the Rocks Resort in Putakaiki, and of course the Ashley Hotel in Greymouth. This week's Coasters Pass is at the historic Theatre Royal Hotel in Kumara. It's been restored so faithfully. It's worth just going and having a look around. And it's right on the West Coast Wilderness Trail. So have a look at that, you'll be impressed. We get to talk to Monique Havel and about main freight and about how the wheels are kept going on the coast's largest trucking company, Aratuna Freighters. It's interesting. This week's Coast Characters, David Stapleton, historian, and he talks about the goldfields. He knows stuff. This guy has researched and has got some amazing information. Really, really interesting. And we have the second part of the Gentleman Jim Keenan interview, which was done by Jackie Gurdon back in 2013. Now the top posts this week are all companies going to AgFest on the 13th and 14th of November. And we've got a whole pile of them to come through. But these ones, in tomorrow's edition, John Deere, Mitre 10 Mega, Coast Toyota, and 100% Ellery's. And there's an interview with each of them. They talk about the product they're taking to the festival, their connection to the coast, the deals they're going to have on the 13th and the 14th of November. And it's pretty exciting. Imagine an event coming to the coast, bringing 15 or 20,000 people. Make sure you put it in your diary. And then the chat by the fire is about Rivington's Hotel. The building's down now, but what an amazing history. And so we've shared some photos and a a bit of history on the hotel, the highs and the lows, and now we're wondering what's the next thing that's going to happen on that site. Because if it's anything like Rivington's hotel, it'd be outstanding for Greymouth. Coasters, catch you later.